Got another question. Larry says, you've worked in tech and GRC overseas, correct? Yes. Yep, sure have. A couple times, few times. I know that a lot are considering looking overseas. I've heard some good things. I've heard some good things and some horror stories, as well as far as Americans working overseas is concerned. Well, I could tell you my own personal experience. So when I worked overseas, the longest time I worked over, aside from like just going to fix things, like I worked with Northrop Grumman, and we had without saying too much, we had a contract where we worked with the government where we would fly out and fix one of the sites, and we would go there for like a few weeks or whatever. But I had a job where I actually worked in Kuwait for as a contractor for the government, and I was there for like a year and a half and lived there. Pros and cons. So it's going to depend on the country, and I could tell you that pros. I'll start with that. So the pros is that you get tax free status up to, when I was in, it was like 98,000. So if you're getting paid 120,000 a year, or 150 or whatever they're gonna pay you, right? It's usually a higher amount than what you would make here. The first 98,000, and they've been changing the tax code, so it might be different, higher or lower by now. But when I was in, it was like 98. So the first $98,000 is tax free, which is huge, by the way. And then they tax you on the remaining whatever else you make over that. So that was one of the real big pros on it. Another thing was that in the environment I was in, I was able to learn so many different things because there's not a lot of Americans who want to do it. So you get over there and you're exposed. You have to put your hands on a lot of different things because it's just you and this small crew of people. So you have to do multiple things. So I got so much exposure to so many different technologies there. It really expanded my career in that 1.5 years, my skill set. Cons. You're away from your family. I mean, that sucks. Some people brought their families over, so I guess that wouldn't be a con for them. Another thing is you're dealing with the culture of that place. Really depends on where you go. Middle East is a bit difficult, for me personally. I'm not a religious person, so some of the and I'm very respectful of whatever customs and courtesies that I need to abide by in whatever country I go to, right? So I stuck, I wasn't drinking alcohol, I wasn't partying, I wasn't eating bacon, I was abiding by their laws, you know what I mean? Like whatever the law was, I abide by it. I respect that, the sovereignty of whatever, they believe. So for me personally, it was difficult. That part of it. Another pro was the people there was some real cool stuff there. There was some real awesome things that I got this experience there. The culture, learning a little bit of Arabic and learning their eating their food and interacting with some of the people. People are beautiful, right? They're just extremely physically beautiful people. Um, not all, but there's good and bad with every culture you go to. Like it's very good and very bad. Very, very bad. I could tell you some crazy stories that I don't even want to talk about here. I don't even want to talk about it here. I don't want to get banned. So there's some really good, really bad, really ugly stuff that goes on. Overall, I would say it's a great way to start your career. If you were trying to get very technical, go over there for like a year or something. And some places you can take your family, and it's not just Middle East. Like there's places in Southeast Asia. There's places in South America. There's places in all over that have these contracts that you can go over there and do this work. And it's really worth it if you're really trying to go hardcore. And sometimes you can even take your family and stuff. And it might be like a paid vacation for you because they'll give you a place there. They give you a place there. Like they say, okay, here's your compound. Here's your a stipend for you to live over here off base or whatever. So it's not 100%. It's, there's good and bad with everything. The best thing was the pay.